has an opportunity to win. Why should we choose a team? Because one day the season will end. And what is it that the team really plays for? The team plays for the crown. Everybody wants to be crowned the champion. Well, you know what? In our lives as Christians, what we want to be crowned as are spiritual champions. That's what Paul tells us in 2 Timothy. Paul tells us there's a crown laid up. Crown. That's what they're playing for. Grown men cry because they can't win the Lombardi Trophy. Grown men cry because they came close. Real close. You remember the year that the Tennessee Titans got so close? One play, a few inches from winning the Super Bowl, from winning the big one. They thought they were on the winning team only to lose. Grown men crying because they saw that trophy slip from between their fingers. Some of them may have had a chance to play on the opposing team, but they cast their lot with the Titans. And it looked like they had a sure thing, but then it ended short. Paul says, we playing for the crown. Now, if he already has won the crown and got the crown, I want to play for him. If he's the one who's giving out the crowns, I want to play for him. If he's got the successful playbook that guides me through all of life, and if I follow it, I'll be successful. I want to play for him. Paul says he's fought, he's finished, he's kept the faith. Henceforth, there's a crown of righteousness laid up for me. But this is the part I like. Not only for me only, but all those who love his appearance, all those who played on his team. People have got to make a decision in life. Who are they going to follow, and who are they going to live their lives after? Everybody's got a choice. Everybody's a free agent. God doesn't force. God doesn't coerce. God asks. God's got the winning record. God's got all the assets. God's got the best team. You know, I'm going to read just a few of the players who have played on God's team, and then we'll wrap this up. In Hebrews chapter 12, beginning with verse number 1. The argument is made by the Hebrew writer about this great cloud of witnesses. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that which so easily entangles. Let us run with perseverance the race marked before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning his shame, and sat down at the right hand of God. Consider him who endured such opposition for sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. He says in chapter 12, verse 1, therefore, since we are surrounded with such a great cloud of witnesses, what are you talking about? Well, the analogy here is of a Greek stadium. And you and I are running the race of life. And the writer says we're surrounded by this great cloud of witnesses. These are people who played on God's team before and who have won. And if you look through chapter 11, you'll see the players in God's Hall of Fame, the kind of people I want to play with. People like Noah, chapter 11 and verse number 7. Enoch, chapter 11 and verse number 5. Enoch walked with God. Abraham, chapter 11 and verse number 8. Abraham, chapter 11 and verse 17. Jacob, chapter 11 and verse 21. Joseph, chapter 11 and verse number 22. Moses, chapter 11 and verse number 23. Rahab, the prostitute, chapter 11 and verse number 31. Yes, I want to play with Rahab, the prostitute. Look, maybe I should have named the sermon item to play with Rahab the prostitute. Verse 32, Gideon, Barak, Samuel, Japheth, and David and Samuel the prophets. All these people chose God and chose to be on God's team. They were all winners. They were all successful in their rights. They are our spiritual teammates if we choose. Everyone's got to make a choice. Every free agent has got to have a team. Who will you choose? Luke says, when Christ was on the cross, even his closest disciples, whom he had chosen, chapter 22, even Peter, his very closest, during the most difficult time, turned their backs on Christ. You know what Christ needs more than anything else right now? He needs a team that is willing to stand up for him. Because the devil's children are standing up for him.
Yes, indeed.
Stand up boldly and proudly, singing his tunes, wearing his attire, acting out his parts, and in this life, reaping some of his rewards. But what the devil gives is short term and will end. God has already showed that he is the owner of a winning team. Christ has already shown that he's the best coach around. It's our job to go out and to recruit. You know, Byron Leftwich plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And there's one free agent who a lot of people have some interest in. Plaxico Burress. You know, Plaxico just got out of jail, Burress.
This guy.
And Byron Leftwich and Plaxico Burress are good friends, from what I understand. And a lot of teams want Plaxico. But guess what Byron Leftwich is doing? He's talking to Plaxico about coming to join the Steelers. It's our job to talk to folk about coming to join our team. First of all, we got to believe that our team is the winning team. We've got to be able to show them in the playbook the things they need to do. We got to have a championship aura and air about us. Talk like winners. Walk like winners. People say winners over what? Well, you look at the situations in your life that God has gotten you through. You look at how God has caused you to triumph. It's our obligation to share and to recruit for God. If you're here this morning, you're subject to the Savior's call in any way, we bid you to come. As together we stand and as we sing.